Okay, in this segment, we'll go through how you manage your payments with Popote. So making the payments on Popote is great. It's really simple. It's convenient. It's collaborative. But the true benefit comes from how Popote allows you then to manage that information going forward and how it produces your expense accounts automatically. So we created payments and we approved payments. And now we'd like to see what goes on under these tabs. So the first one we'll have a quick look at is the statement here. If you click on the statement is going to be a record of all the payments that have ever been made out of your Popote account as debits and the credits. So it's a very powerful statement because it's very much manipulable into the way you want to view it. So for instance, so you can search a variety of criteria by any date, start date, end date, any criteria you wish, search, and you can export the results to Excel or you can print them straight away. If you look at the page here, you have certain columns such as the creator, the payee, attachments. It says yes, no, just to tell you whether there are attachments inside. M-Pesa IDs are receipt numbers for payments that went to mobile numbers, pay bills, or buy goods. And the view details allows you, in a click of a button, to pull up all the information that the payment had, from its notes to who it went to any attachments that were there, and you can pull up the attachments very simply right from here. Okay, so that, I'm sure you'll agree, is really powerful, because to be able to do that actually in real life would take a really good filing system, and even with that it would take you time to find the files, etc. So these payment vouchers, the final output, are again printable, and you can also email them out. So there may be instances where somebody else actually needs to be given this final output as a proof of final payment. So quick search, just to show you how useful this is. So let's say you had a feeling that your transport account looks expensive. So you might do a search from January the 1st to maybe to January the 31st, and you'd like to look at search by reference, and you're interested in your transport account, delivery, transport, hire, and search that field. Okay, and just like that, you get your search results there. This account has paid out 98,450 on delivery and transport hire for that period of time, and you can quickly go in and look further into any of these payments or invoices that were made. So if you go in and select this one and say you want to view the details, then you have all the original information that led to this being approved, the notes, who it was approved to, the attachments, and you can also tell who created this payment and who approved it. This is one approver. If there were several approvers, then they would be separated by commas. So really good for accountability purposes. Under any search, you can also further say show all details, and that will blow it up, and in one shot you're able then to see the some of the details that before were only viewable in details. So this is great when you would just want to print this and go for a meeting, and you have everything on hand in a very clear way without having to print out every single one of these smaller pages. Okay, so we won't go further than that, because as you use Popote you'll realize how it's useful to you. But what I'd say is just remember that this statement is a flexible statement. You can search against any kind of criteria and the dates that you'd like to look into further. Right? For those using other accounting packages, the way you'd merge Popote and your accounting package is to simply run a search and export to Excel and then import that information into your accounting package. So remember, Popote already has the fine detail, so most users simply export amounts by the chart of account categories for periods of over a week or a month. That depends on you, and we can help you with making the decision on how you'll be doing that. Okay. All right, so the other great thing that Popote has is the analytical features. So Popote has been built as much for the non-financial user, the business owner, the manager, as much as it is for accountants. So we generally try and represent everything in a way that people can digest and make information on. So if you come here, you'll find there are several graphs that you can choose from here, whether it's to look at monthly expenditure, reference expenditure, job project expenditure, and more will be coming soon. You can filter the dates just like we did on the statement search, and the graphs appear at the bottom here. So this is a payment by reference, and one would be able to say, gosh, that looks a bit high, what's going on? And that's purchases to site at 4 million shillings, and one could then go further to look into that and see whether you can reduce costs or take a better decision, etc. Okay. So there are several types of graphs like that. The last part on the management of payments is the tracking. So tracking allows you to follow up issues that typically would go unnoticed if you're not paying digitally. So for instance, when we created a payment, we had the options to say bring back change. If you do that, the payment gets put onto your change tracking list here, and by clicking that, this is your page, then everything in red is saying these payments went out and change was actually supposed to be returned. Now it is the creator's responsibility to follow up on change or any other tracking issues associated with a payment. So when the change does come in, the creator would simply come to update change, click on it, enter the change. So I'll look for one that we can actually enter the change without causing any sort of issues on the system here. So I'll look for this. So this creator paid this payee 300 shillings and change was expected on it. So we can quickly view, and from the notes you'll get an idea why change was expected. Right, so this was a parking fee. Okay, maybe not too big a deal, but the creator would have had to come in here and said this guy actually brought back 50 shillings change, so we would say actual cost 250. Okay, so the change is 50 shillings, and update that. So this is the creator's job. Right. Once that's done, you'll notice that that line has turned to yellow, and it now has a new section here where it is awaiting acceptance. So an approver, anybody more senior, simply comes in and clicks on there after actually receiving the physical change and accepts it. Okay. That change is now out of the digital environment because it's turned into real money, but the Popote account has been balanced accordingly. And under accepted change, you're always able to see which people have accepted what amounts of change, so you know this is with them, and we will then show you the different options to put that change back into your business. And typically one just accumulates change and then settles it to the bank, maybe monthly. You wouldn't take 50 shillings to the bank straight away, so we just do a cumulative calculation and let you know that this person has this much change to return. Because you're trying to go cashless, we don't encourage the use of that money again within the business. Ideally it should be banked, and any new payments, no matter how small, should be pushed through Popote again. Right? So that is change tracking. The VAT tracking is similar in that rather than expecting change, it's expecting entry of the amount of VAT associated with payments. So anything pink is saying that there's no VAT, and anything yellow is saying the creator has updated the VAT and it's waiting acceptance by somebody more senior. And the beautiful thing about this is when you're about to do your VAT claim, you can quickly come here and say you would like to see the month of February from the 1st of February to the 28th and search, and these results will just be your output VAT for that period of time. So if you had used Popote for all your payments, then this is all your output VAT, and you simply transfer this into your VAT claim for that month. Just print it out and insert it. Right? Very, very simple. It also allows you to be sure that the smallest VATs are being claimed, because as an approver, all you needed to do is check that expect VAT was selected before you approved. It will appear here, and you're able to see that even a payment of 495 shillings is going to be claimed its VAT, and this can really add up on payments that previously people would let go without claiming the VAT on them. Receipts is very much the same. It is just asking for a receipt to be brought in, somebody to declare the receipt has been brought in, and somebody else to accept the receipt has been brought in. And it is up to you whether you'll actually attach the receipt or not. So if we just let the page load and go into the update page. Okay, this is data's a little bit heavy. So this pops up a box where the receipt can be entered, and it can be either a declaration or you can simply declare that the receipt has been brought in by selecting this checkbox, and it asks you to give the declaration, but you can also attach it if you wish, and this is optional. It may be a bit tedious attaching every single receipt. It's up to you. We give you the option, and you can choose how you'd like to maintain your records, right? Okay, and finally, in the same spirit, you have deliveries. So likewise, the payment is in red, and it is awaiting for the delivery to be checked. So once it's checked, somebody goes in and declares that the goods or services were actually received, and somebody else accepts that. And loans are whenever you make a payment that needed the money actually paid back. It will appear here in red, and every time a repayment is made, whether an actual repayment or by, let's say, salary deduction, then the amount of repayment is stated, any notes, and that then reduces the balance of the loan. So this is great for controlling especially loans out to your employees, and once it's reduced to zero, it sort of disappears, and you know that that loan is now repaid, right? So for instance, if we came in and had a look at an old loan, for instance, let's say here, then you'd probably see all the repayments. So if I scroll down, so you can see there's a loan of 10,000, and the repayments repaid 10,000, and the notes were it was repaid via bonus. Okay, so we know that that loan is cleared. So all these zero balances are actually loans that were given out, but now they have been cleared up, right? Okay, so that is Popote in terms of how it does your tracking. Tracking, of course, as mentioned, it is the creator's responsibility to be able to update what's not what needs to be tracked properly. And every time you come into your account, you'll get your tracking statistics appearing to you, and it just tells you what's going wrong or right in your account in a nutshell. So this is a really great management feature. So thank you. The other things you're able to do on Popote is As a director of the business, only directors have this ability. You can send bulk SMS to all payees. So in this case, we have 605 payees, and you may wish to send them a Christmas message, a notice about a change of employee, etc. And you can just do that from here really simply. And again, only directors have this ability due to the sensitivity of bulk SMSing all the payees out of an account. Right, so that's in a nutshell. As you use Popote, you'll discover new ways to use these functions as is specific to your business, and we'll be on hand to help you at all times. Thank you.